All right. What's up, guys? Here's a new video that I wanted to show you just because I think that spotlighting this combo is really important right now because everybody's scrambling to figure out what to do in this new standard, which I personally don't think the rotation was that bad. But anyway, these three cards are basically going to define the meta for a long time, I think. Think you're going to see this combo being played probably as much as dragons were last rotation once the secret's out. So, what is it? Well, we got ourselves Rocco, Cabaretti Caterer. These three are the most crucial parts of it. And you got Meeting of the Five, and you got Jodah the Unifier, which is a new exclusive card that you should definitely be going for by playing battles. Was it from the ages? Yeah, battles from the ages. And I'll just explain to you how they work. So, first thing you want to do is get Jodah on the battlefield because when you cast a legendary card, move the first legendary creature or support with the lesser mana value than the card you cast from your library to play. So that means if you play Meeting of the Five, which will fetch the first three different cards with exactly three colors from your library and they gain full mana, you fetch Rocco. You got to make sure you have a tri-colored creature who's also legendary, and Jaleva is obviously going to be the first choice for a lot of people. And another reason this is a really potent shell for a deck is because two of the cards are all five colors, and the other two are tricolor. So, well, you can figure out a way to make this work in just about every planeswalker. Obviously, it's going to be a little more difficult with monocolor walkers, but not impossible, right? If you have a red walker, you get Rocco and Jaleva in there, but you can go with other creatures as well that are tricolored and legendary. So, Rocco Cabaretti Caterer fetches Jaleva, which then when you cast her, Jodah the Unifier then will move that legendary character Rocco into play, which then can keep fetching Jaleva, and these three just keep playing with each other for as long as you want. And so what you do with the rest of the deck is really up to you. So I like to put, let's see. So right now I'm just using Kalemne to explain how this deck really works. But let's go ahead and I'll show you. This is what I'm using in training grounds right now. And it's a pretty solid deck. I just got Healer of the Pride, so I've been messing around with Rabble Rousing. So, I mean, it's a lot of creatures, not enough slots for everything on it, but I found that it still needs some tweaking. I might take out Rabble Rousing, not sure yet. I also like Void Run and Endless Detour in this deck, but I could take one of those out just so that makes the Meeting of the Five more potent. But yeah, so that's just currently what I'm tinkering with. But let's go ahead and show you the versatility of this new deck shell here. So let's go ahead and do that now. In order to show you how well this functions, I have different decks with different objectives. It's really versatile. You could really tweak this setup to make it match for all the objectives here. And it's not quite as, one and done, like set and forget it if you're working with objectives here, but you could see how well it will do to both clear objectives and win quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So we got Jodah the Unifier and Rem Carlos. So if I get Jodah down and then Rem, it should be able to fetch Rocco, I believe. Let's see how that goes. Get that down. Rem. Let's see. What's our best match here? There we go. So Jodah. Let's see. So we get Rocco. He'll fetch. I could get Ram down. Okay. So there wasn't any stored mana on Rocco, so I wasn't able to cast Rem this turn. But let's see what we get here. So we get another Jodah. Actually, let's just do Kill Shot. All right, Meeting of the Five. That's perfect. That is what we want. It's beautiful when the match starts and you have a Jodah and a Meeting of the Five in your hand to start out with, because it means you're probably just going to win. Okay, so we got a Rocco. Meeting of the Five. I think it will cost less to get Meeting of the Five down first. So let's go ahead and do that. And also hope that Jodah survives. But this should work. Okay, Duelist for the double strike objective. And it's tricolor, so I can fetch it. But yeah, so Rem first. Rocco. Keep grabbing Rem for as many instances as you need until you win. And then to get objectives, you grab another one of your other cards that fulfill that objective for you. And that's Jodah's first part of its wording there, the text description on the card. So as you can see, I got all my objectives done. So let's go up to Jodah. At the beginning of combat on your turn, legendary creatures you control get +X until the beginning of your next turn. And then for some reason they have it twice, almost the same thing. Legendary creatures you control get +X for each of their reinforcements until the beginning of the next turn. So there's a big distinction there, even though it's almost worded the exact same thing. X is the number of legendary creatures you control, including their reinforcements. So +5 for every, say you have Rem reinforced 5 times. So it gets +5 off the bat there. And then +5 for every reinforcement. So we're looking at, if it's reinforced 5 times, that's 5 times 5 +5. So you're getting a buff of 30 there. I think that's how the math works out. Some of you are much better at math than I am, so let me know if I got that equation wrong, but I think that's how it's supposed to work. So it's similar to like how Tanazir Quandrix works, even though it's like a lot more complicated and can be a lot more devastating in that way as well. So that's the first match, and let's move on to the next one. This one we got Kasmina, which I found is also a fantastic planeswalker to run this combo with. So we got Me of the Five, Jaleva and Rocco, and then Errant Street Artist for the other creature with Defender for the objective. Got ourselves a Void Ren. And I kind of like Plaza of Heroes right now. If you control legendary card, convert 2 gems to your planeswalker's colors. Otherwise, the first legendary card in your hand that can gain mana gains 6 mana. I never use this bottom part, but it's good to get out early and start getting some of your legendary cards filled with mana. You get Jodah going, but then I got some other high powered PMA cards, Mock Sapphire, Triad Arbor, and Colony Garden, which right now are my favorite green converters in Standard. Since we lost Erixmithis, there's a big gaping hole in what you can do with lands right now. And for green, I feel like those are my go-tos. I mean, I wish there was one single card that does as much as Erixmithis, but I don't think we'll see one of those again anytime soon. Anyway, let's try this deck out and see how it goes. All right. Mock Sapphire, we can get Jaleva down early, I hope. I don't know why I just did that match. I think I was still in Kalemne brain. But yeah, here we go. Sapphire. Okay. Let's get Meeting of the Five down. Then Jaleva. Go ahead. Let's go ahead and get Errant down because we don't have a Jodah down yet, unfortunately. See if we can find one, dig one out with her first ability. Don't think we will. Well, that sucks. Another Meeting of the Five. Sure. No, I don't care. That's not enough of a thing to matter most of the time. Okay, we got our Colony Garden doing stuff for us. Okay. Cast our Void Rend. Let's dig out a Jodah. If you're able to get a Jodah down and then cast Meeting of the Five, that's better. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, we get a Mox match here, so that'll work for us. Don't need it. Okay. This doesn't always work because I have more than 2 legendary creatures in this deck. So Rocco so Jodah will sometimes fetch Errant instead of Rocco when I cast Jaleva. But at this point, it might be enough to win in the next turn or two. Okay, well, yeah, there we go. Looks like that was plenty. Oh, let's steal an Infinite Obliteration. But yeah, there's another instance. And yeah, you could see that even though I had more than 2 legendary creatures in my deck, it's still a viable strategy. And I hit my objectives pretty easily. Okay, in this one we got Huatli. Got some of my favorite green cards in here. Halana and Alina. Risana, Asari Commander is alright. Mostly those 2 creatures are there because they are legendary and they will help us fulfill objectives. So same sort of deck as the Kasmina one with a few key changes. I like Storm the Festival. I've been really getting into this card. I didn't play it enough before, but I find it's a good way to not only rearrange your next 4 cards in your deck, but you can fetch them all out, and a lot of times, especially in this deck, they will get half their mana for casting it. So, pretty cool card. I maybe will try it with Kasmina. But yeah, cool. Anyway, let's do it. All right. Well, this might be an annoying battle, as a Johnny battles usually are, even post nerf. So let's see what we got. We got Dryad Arbor, Storm the Festival, Meeting of the Five. Should I go with Meeting of the Five first? Maybe. Let's see. The disadvantage of using Huatli in this deck, or for this node, is no access to blue, so her her colors don't allow you to use Jaleva, but it's still pretty solid. So what I want to do is get Jodah and then Meeting of the Five down, because it's way more potent that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. If he takes that green match, then that might set up green match for me. Yeah, cool. What I wanted. All right, so Jodah, Meeting of the Five. Perfect. Let's do this. So I only have two green, or two tricolor cards in this deck, apparently. Interesting. So I grab Rasana first, and then Halana and Alina should be the next card grabbed. So yeah, okay, so we're halfway to meeting objectives. And then let's pump up Rasana with Halana and Alina. Get that hexproof prevent damage going, which is cool. And what did they play? Okay, Teferi Hero Dominaria. That's all right. If we pull a Void Rend, we can get rid of that. Storm the Festival. Let's pick up to 3, because I have room in my deck for 3 cards. Okay, Cigar of Splendor is also awesome. If you don't use that card yet, should be. And if you're a faithful watcher of this YouTube channel, you know why. Okay, he's got no creatures, so Seed didn't do anything for him. But I do. I already had one of those down. Oh well. Do I have a Jodah down already? I do, right? Okay, so that's not like super important to get out there. Got a Seed Gem. So that's awesome. Wow. That was a bunch of nothing. Hmm. If I wasn't trying to go for objectives, I would have switched to one of the elementals. Okay, that's perfect. So we got Halana and Alina. And I think if we get Rasana down, that will also get our objectives down. What are we at? Okay, so we just need to cast those two. Almost there. Okay, we got Rocco. Perfect. Since Rocco is the cheapest legendary, a lot of times it'll be the card you grab last. So that time it was Rasana and then grab Halana and Alina. But if you pick Halana and Alina, it would always grab Rocco first. Or Rocco right after, I should say. Is this game? Pretty close. Wow, I wonder what's in his hand then that he can't use any of it. That's pretty silly. Whatever. I mean, I already won and got my objectives met, so no reason to really do all this, but I think it's good practice to keep playing the game as if you are not about to win, because you never know what might happen. Go to a meeting of the five in Jodah. Why not? Destroyed that fairy vanguard, which is probably something that I wish happened earlier, but it really didn't seem to affect me at all. Grab Rasana. Void Rend. He didn't even have anything in his exile. Lame. But yeah. So Halana and Lena keeps pumping the Rasana up. I do wish that Jodah triggered before Halana and Alina got to buff things, because that would be insane in this deck. If I got a 68 buff on Rasana instead of just that 8 buff, but can't have it all, I guess. All right. And so very similar to my Huatli deck is this Domri. So a little different. We got Halana and Alina, but this time we got Brambleworm. So Halana and Alina is there for the reach, and then Brambleworm has trample. So that is pretty cool. And then not much different other than Mox Ruby, Animus Awakening. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna try use Storm the Festival in this deck. I don't know if it will be better or worse, but I'm just gonna try it. And we also got a Mox Emerald. All right, let's see what we got. Cool. Mox Emerald into Meeting of the Five. That should work out well for us. Oh, by the way, I don't really talk much about gem swap strategy, but what I typically like to do is see if there are any things that will trigger any sort of cascades. And I find that the most simple way to find that is see this right there. If there was something at the bottom of that, like on the bottom row or something, that was also a 3 match that would trigger into that green match that I just took. I hate when I do this, but anyway, then that gives me a little bit more mana than I would if I just got that first green match. Okay, let's see. Okay, another Meeting of the Five. Why not? Get my Witch's Web down. First strike and Death Touch means he's going to be really hard to get rid of. Gonna Rocco. Script Brambleworm. Get another Brambleworm, then I can just go ahead and win this match as soon as possible. So Jodah the Unifier. Okay, well, you don't really need Jodah the Unifier in this match right away. But I grabbed my Brambleworm and do I? Oh, did I not? Okay. Okay, well I got Reach and Trample. Never mind. I thought I needed First Strike. But yeah. 2 creatures with Reach, 2 creatures with Trample. Okay, now we got Jodah down. And I mean, I'm already going to win here with the buffs from Jodah there. That was easy. That was a good match for me. So, the black node, I used Garruk Cursed Huntsman. We get Rocco, Jodah, Meeting of the Five. We also got Tomio in here. Colony Garden, Dried Arbor, my 2 favorite green lands right now. Then Korra, the Boundless Sky, and then this crappy creature, Masked Bandits, which I would never use other than it being a tricolor creature with menace. So it's there to hit objectives, and so at the time of this recording, the black node is bugged. So I will show you how, if you're not already familiar, but you probably are. So Mox Jet into Meeting of the Five is our goal here. Triad Arbor. Okay, so we get into our Meeting of the Five. So Rocco grabs Korra. So here's how the bug. No matter what, if you do not now or confirm, it will still give your first creature imminent death. So just confirm, because the first creature in your card, first creature card in your hand is going to get completed in lifelink. And if you not now, you still get the imminent death, but without the completed in lifelink. So those 2 went by because the game is bugged, and I hate that. But at least their side is bugged too. But I wish you didn't have to do that to yourself. Any matches I'll trigger the Mox. Nope. Oh, the new Shieldred. Looks like a good card. If I could get Jodah the Unifier down first. I almost called him Yoda. He's kind of a Yoda. Not really. I don't know anything about Jodah. Okay. So since their creatures usually self-destruct, I'm not going to waste my second ability on them. And just try and go to their first, or to their third ability, the Garruk Curse Huntsman. I mean, so I believe we hit our objectives. Now we just have to slog through this match of all my creatures dying and stuff. Masked Bandits. Okay. I get it. M5. We got our Tomio, Vanguard, giving us all the mana in the world, which is cool. My creatures keep dying and losing reinforcement, so it makes Jodah that much less potent. Just super annoying, because it drags these matches on for so much longer than they need to be. So we get our Jodah loop going. Just do it enough times to win the match here and relieve ourselves of this misery. And when you're done, ready to break the loop, just pick the non-legendary card, which will break the Jodah loop eventually. So there you go. Probably didn't need that many, but just wanted to be sure. So there you go. So how do you get the pieces? Meeting of the Five is right now in an elite booster, so you need some luck to get it, but there are so many chaseable cards in this elite pack. It's probably the best one in the game right now, at least in standard. You got Shaman of the Forgotten Ways, Lord Xander, Jaleva, and of course our Meeting of the Five. So if you have those pinks ready to grab it, go ahead and do that. And then how do you get Jodah? It's actually an exclusive from this event, Battles from the Ages. It's a reward. See this card here, exclusive content at 65. Play that event enough times and you are guaranteed to get Jodah. I can't remember if there's an alt art version of it, but Jodah the Unifier card finder. So it's an exclusive, so that's how you can see how to get these cards. You can just go down to that card finder at the bottom of the screen whenever you pull up a card. So I do not want to play Battles from the Ages. I don't even have enough crystals for it. I actually want to save my crystals for upcoming Planeswalkers at this point. So I chased the PMA card I wanted the most, which was Healer of the Pride. I can't remember if there's an all art version of Jodah. Let's see. Let's figure this out in real time. There is, but it's probably going to be less crystals to pull Jodah from Battles from the Ages than spending the crystals just getting it outright with the all art version. Although the all art version is kind of cool. I kind of like this little stained glass thing it's got going on there. I don't like a lot of the other all art cards in this set. I think they look kind of lame. Oh, that one's cool. But anyway, so there are plenty of ways to get the real all stars of this current meta defining group of cards here. So yeah, go ahead and go chase after those cards. Have fun with them, and I'll see you in the next video.